Home sellers want to max out the sales price. That's natural. So sometimes the asking price is, shall we say, aspirational. Well, what happens when ultimately that doesn't work? Do you drop the price? Does that send a signal that you're desperate? Does it even work? We've been in this situation many times, and we do know what works. So sellers do tend to aim for a high price, normal. It's also normal to anchor to that high price as though it's the right number. It's easy to get stuck on that price even after it proves not to attract a buyer. So it's common to view a price change as going backwards, as losing something. And it really isn't, because the asking price never proved anything. It was just a price tag. So when you test out that price and the offers don't come in, it's important to talk about what isn't working. And maybe it's condition, or maybe it's the marketing that's being done. Often price is a factor. It's important to at least discuss a price adjustment, and here's where human nature tends to kick in again, and sellers tend to ask the same questions again and again. Is a small price reduction going to move the needle? Will it help? Couldn't the buyers just make an offer? Are we going to look desperate? Rather than trying to shoot these down one by one, let me just tell you about our experience with this. I've seen so many times where we weren't getting showings, no interest, no offers, and then seller decided to do a price reduction of between 3 and 5%, or in some cases even less. And suddenly we were popular with more showings and offers. It happened too many times to chalk it up to coincidence. So what happened with that price change? Why did it work? Sometimes it shifts us into a new pool of competing listings, and in that particular pool we stack up well. And sometimes the price change moves the house into a buyer's price range, whereas before it might have been just above their cap, and suddenly now we're competitive for that particular buyer. The price change also puts the house in front of buyers and realtors again. How? Buyers who are on automatic email for updates will receive an email when the house falls into their price range. Agents pull what we call a hot sheet, which is just any change in the market since the last time we pulled it. And the price reduction will put the house on the hot sheet. Sometimes I like to exaggerate just to make a point. Let's say you're listed at $800,000 and nothing's happening, so you cut the price by half to $400,000. Obviously, you're going to get a huge increase in the number of showings. You'll probably get a pile of offers. Let's say you were instead to change the price to $600,000. You're still going to see a big increase in your showing traffic and probably in your offers. Maybe not as extreme as as when you cut to $400,000. My point is that this is a continuum. Each price change that you consider will have an effect, and the bigger the price change, the bigger the effect is likely to be. So the trick is to find a change that you can live with that also gets the job done. Will people think you're desperate? Maybe, but that doesn't mean it's a better decision to cling to a price that isn't doing the trick. There are plenty of realtors and buyers out there that will recognize the wisdom in reacting to what was happening or not happening with the listing. Will the buyer just come in and offer even less? Maybe, but this is a free market in action. Buyer might come in with a lower offer, and seller has the opportunity to counter that offer and go back and forth and see if the parties can reach a consensus. Bottom line, when the house isn't selling, yes, a price reduction is very likely to help and ought to be considered. Your realtor also should pair the price reduction with other changes to the marketing, even if it's maybe changing out the front photo, for example. There's lots of things you can do to breathe new life into the listing and just generally to stir the pot.